Trying to figure out when to start.
Okay.
I just have to worry about, I just have to skip 6.5 minutes into Craig. Alright, I'll hit start battle when I get ready from you two.
Works. I'm ready.
Okay, Arturo?
I'm ready.
And here we go. Second time.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another game of casual fun. This time it is our good friend, the Crusader, J.C. Burke, against Depressed Guy 69, our good friend, Keon.
Yeah.
And here we have Norsca. I would say Jonathan's best faction versus Petronia. Keon, how'd you say you are with Petronia?
I would say very bad, personally.
Well, that's perfect because you're going against literally Jonathan's best faction and one of the strongest factions in the meta because it's cheap. They have literally werewolves.
Not a great Bretonian matchup by any means. And we also randomed our heroes and factions, our lords and factions. So it was fair. It was a blind pick.
Tune for next episode for the attack of the turtleman. I see some nice artillery shots we're going for here. Trolls and I think just by accident here by not friendly fire, but what's the word? Stray bullets hitting some marauders. It's gonna be an interesting matchup for Keon here because the amount of just hard hitting cheap infantry that marauders bring, and Bretonnian infantry is not really known. So, men at arms, not a lot of leadership, but they just hold, which I'm assuming is a game plan here. Hold for the harder hitting units to do its damage.
Ooh, did I send the wrong unit order out? I did. Good way to start a battle.
There we go.
Always good.
But, we got some fire arrows here, which is really good against some of these units who have a weakness if they have regeneration.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got some questing knights going against skin wolves. Now, some would say that's not a good matchup, and I would have to agree. Not a good. It's they're not made for it, and supported by some marauder spearmen. Here we go. We have a frontline engagement is holding, but not necessarily going in the way of the Petroleum player here. Ooh, a nice, what's that spell? Doggy spell. The Vortex Doggy spell. You can talk this game a lot. Howling Wolf.
Vortex Doggy spell. Listen, the quality just don't stop, guys. The quality just don't stop.
Hey, listen, we're top tier. Remember, we lost one subscriber.
Did we?
We lost just one.
Okay, well, if you guys unsubscribe to us, then... Ricky, what was our rules on threatening people who unsubscribe to us? We shouldn't do that, right?
No, but if it happens, it happens.
If it happens...
Just say allegedly at the end of it. I think that's in the court of law holds up. I'll break your knees, allegedly.
Oh, you know what's awesome when you forget to micro your best unit that you brought?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna make a prediction here. That Norsca, I think, just has the right tools for this job. But the fight is not over. We still have good old Ulbrich. I don't know how to say that correctly. He's taking on everybody, so let's see how he does. So he is getting supported. He was getting supported by a this guy. I don't know who you are. Who are you? A melee specialist?
Listen, if you don't know who he is, then he's not important.
See, I know who he is. He should win the battle by himself. It's amazing. I've actually never used it before in Warhammer, so I want to use it in the campaign. Is he a hero?
Yeah, he is a hero. In campaign, he's actually really annoying to use because he comes as a legendary lord, not a hero. So, unfortunately, the problem is you only get him temporarily too. So it's you get him and Gotrek together, but then you don't get him until permanently.
Gotcha. Though he is doing quite a bit of damage here. His stats are insane.
He'll just always do a lot of damage. That's a nice
these
thing about him.
Slayers though are putting up the good fight. though they are about to be surrounded. There's just not a lot of pieces left on the chessboard here for a sufficient comeback.
That means I'm getting my buttocks kicked. Yeah, this kind of feels like butt. I felt like I was moving around my units well, and then none of it mattered because none of them win a matchup. But
but
at the end of the day, Gotrek is still alive, and he's gonna fight to the end of the day because he's breakable.
He's gonna.
So he has this like weight of thousands of years of eternal life, right? He can't die naturally. So he just watches all of his friends die. So this is like nothing to him. What's a few thousand more Bretonnians that he has to watch get killed around him, you know? No big deal.
And the great thing about him is he is unbreakable.
I think I'm gonna make it fun. I'm gonna have all my units just watch for a sec. Gonna have a nice little.
Send me your best. Send me your best. Let's go, Wolfric.
All right, we have a little matchup here: Wolfric versus the impenetrable Gotrek and some horses, some dogs.
I was just listening to some. Oh, you guys should not be shooting. That's a little unfair, guys.
I'm just gonna go here and think that Gotrek might win this one out.
You have like a very flaccid version of Gotrek's haircut.
Yeah.
And beard, you know?
I feel like if these guys weren't mortal enemies more, they'd be friends.
Probably. They're almost the same person in the lore too, you know?
Yeah. Like, they're just trying to fight the biggest, baddest person alive. Except Gotrek went into the world of chaos and made it back, and Wolfric got his head smashed in.
All men die, Burke. Now that is something I live and die by. Okay, for Gotrek starting around half HP, he is putting some smack.
Yeah, he's gonna win.
On Wolfric.
He's gonna win.
I don't know if he's gonna win, but man, their stat line is so similar.
I think it's the magical attacks that helps out a lot. Magical damage.
Right.
Does Gotrek have physical resist?
I don't know, actually. ABC. No, he doesn't. I mean, Wolfric has 100 armor, so that's...
Yeah.
And Gotrek has 0 armor, so, you know, it makes a difference. But even still...
Alright, never mind. The Gotrek's...
Oh, green mist, baby! He refuses to die. He gets his HP back. Yeah. 50% chance where I get healing if I get under 10%.
That's a pretty awesome set.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost insane. Like, he literally goes into the world of chaos and he's gonna die like the original Slayer, then chaos just spits him back out at the end times because they didn't like how good he was.
Yep. Yeah, there's a book, Realm Slayer, that was on that premise. It was alright. Well played, Burke. Well played.
That was
well played, Keon.
GG, folks. GG, folks. Let's go over the after battle screen here. It was not able to save that. Didn't come up
I
as
was
an
like,
option.
I was honestly prepared for you to bring like anti-large calves. So it's like trying to think of like, how could I counter that? 'Cause I know you know that I'm going to bring skin wolves, so like I need to bring some bonus pieces to kind of mess with that. So
yeah,
I brought the anti-large wolves, the Premier warriors. I brought some trolls, even though they literally almost did nothing, just to like deal with whatever front line of infantry you had, and then brought spearmen too.
Yeah, I just had no. I mean, I have units that can 1v1 skin wolves, but like, I will lose every like melee engagement for infantry. Like, I will never beat your infantry.
Yeah, and
that's just sort of the frustrating thing. It's like I don't have anything to deal with Norscan's infantry, so you just have to bring marauders like you did, and they crush the front line.
Because at first I was like, I had less marauders and I had the berserkers in, but it's like they're gonna get really susceptible to whatever magic you're gonna bring. So I'd rather get rid of them and bring an extra set of marauders just to overrun whatever infantry you bring.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you picked well, Jonathan.
Yeah, I was just sort of hoping that maybe you decided to go mammoths. That's the only thing I could have killed, but obviously you're not going to go mammoths, so there's not a whole hell of a lot that I could bring.
So an interesting viewpoint would be, wait one sec, John. Keon, looking at Jonathan's army, with Petronia, what would you have brought knowing his army right now? If say you could go back in time?
If I could go back in time, I would bring a lot more skirmishers. So I would also change my lord, right? Like Alberic is not really that fantastic. I probably would have brought like maybe 3 units of battle pilgrims on the ground and a grail relic. So they'll last a long time against your marauders, but they won't win. And the only way I can really beat this army is if I go like grail knights with heavy charge bonus, and I get a lord that can fly around with them and do hit and run stuff, because I can kill your skin wolves if I can single them out, but if I'm fighting your skin wolves and I'm not assisting my own infantry, I'm screwed. So I would have had to jack up my infantry, made a bit of a more mobile lord thing, and probably try to snipe Wolfric would have been the play. So
And I was worried about that, so I just kind of kept Wolfric around all the infantry in a blob. Because I was worried about because when I was like, okay, Bretonia, I'm always like worried that when you play as like the Empire or Bretonia, you're gonna bring like a bunch of archers, and like sometimes I feel like Norsca's units can be so, even though they're very good, they can be expensive. And like, okay, I don't like, if you bring like enough archers or missile cav, like I don't have anything to really chase that down well. And if I do try to chase it down, my units could get singled out.
Yep. I think I would have gone Lewin to bring Sword of Corone, which just means whatever blob fight I engage in, I'll win. So then I could have brought like Hippogriff Knights, because you can't really contest air, and Bretonia has some air, but Alberic, he's the little brother. You know, he's like the little runty brother that he tries his darndest and people love him. But he's the Frank Sinatra Jr. You know, Frank Sinatra, Dale Earnhardt Jr. You know, actually he was a beast, but this
he was really good.
I like Alberic because like he looks like a knight.
He does. He does.
He's like the cheaper Bretonia, like. He's not the like basic lord, but he's the melee expert, I guess, if you'd call him, out of the bunch. While Lewin's like, even though he's also a melee guy, he's the more expensive because he's got all the extra items and buffs.
His buffs are really good, and even Rapunz I think is okay too. I don't think she's bad. She's a very good 1v1 lord. She's good against fighting armored monsters, and she's pretty cheap too. I would have liked her, but you know, when you spin that wheel, Burke, fate.
Yeah,
you know, you got to just play in fate's direction. You got to go with the flow.
And I think fate rolled my dice today, because it's like, I think fate was looking down as this like, wow, he really wants to play as Wolfric, even though he's trying to take that chance to be fair. We're still going to give him Wolfric.
It's fine. I wish it said Throg, and I could have seen you squirm. I would have been so much happier. If you got Throg.
I would have been so like miserable, because I'm like, great, I have to do something about the fact he runs away after 10 seconds.
I might have had a chance. Maybe I could have just cheesed Throg, and then you yourself would have crumbled, and then I could have won that way. But